trying to find this, and I found him. Look, there he is. Wow. Wow. He was in the window of a store, and here he is. And just so you know, this guy has been added to my list of characters that I follow. I still follow Gabriel Howell. Okay? Oh, yes? This is a item. Number 51181. You can see him on the back. Wow. Special, special. And
that was easy.
check this out.
That was easy. 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 That was easy.
This is amazing. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, you see it now? Expensive, but worth it. Absolutely love the details. I was looking for this character. He's now part of my collection. I will post so many different unusual different things. I just love the details. It made him so good looking. I mean, I really do think that I've got a lot of interests, and particularly, yeah. Have any of you seen the movie yet? It's pretty cool. This figurine is absolutely looking fantastic. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, ooh, look at that. Look at that muscles. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. But you know what? I have multiple interests, and this is just another interest of mine. And you can see, I find all my figurines very, very interesting. I look for unique figures. Like, look at the eyes. This character has really unusual eyes. And of course, yes, I am always looking into characters that have unusual, unique eyes. And this is a very important addition to my collection. This was not the only thing I got today, but I'm just sharing this because, yeah. Ooh. I didn't mean to do that. Well, you know, I mean, yes. I think that there's so many different characters out there, and I think, you know, getting to know at least one character is great. But also getting to know how character designs are made, like the suit. If you have a look at the suit is very detailed. I mean, the number 4 is very detailed too. And of course, I do think that when you're looking at these figurines and they're important, you must keep them in the box because they're keep these ones safe. I'll just turn it around so you can see the back. There we go. And I'm gonna say this once, but I'm gonna make sure I say it very quickly. He is a fireball. Okay? He can turn himself into a fireball. That's pretty awesome in itself. And of course, I do want to make sure that I keep on topic for characters and all that sort of stuff, but I also want to make sure that whenever I explain or showcase a character, I want to shout out Marvel for creating such detailed simplicity of this figurine. There are so many things that need to be considered when designing a figurine, and they have certainly made his face stand out, his muscles stand out. Okay, there is a certain crowd that likes to look at muscles, okay? And I think muscles are good. Muscles are great, and you got to make sure you keep your muscles working. Don't push yourself too hard, otherwise, I mean, you're not like gonna overdo it. Don't overdo it. And I find there are so many different things people can talk about when it comes to superheroes. And of course, if you want to simplify superheroes, then I'm definitely saying this is simplified, detailed, but also it's not completely simplified because of the guy that acted. They obviously did a 3D scan of him. Now, every time you look at a figurine of an actor, well, really, it's just it's a figurine of a character, but it also might represent the actor as well. It's just very clear. I'm being very clear on this because if you take notice, look closely, the actor shows up as a figure. So practically, what needs to happen? Appreciate the character. If you appreciate the character, take a look at the actor, because the actor is very much showcased in this figure. If you have a look on the side, that's the actor there, and you can tell that they wanted to get a really good aspect look at the actor. Now this is very much designed perfectly, and you can see that he is there. So I'm just going to put this on mute for now. Just look at him for a little while, and then I'll just like to see some comments come in, okay? If you just joined, just put some comments in. I'm still here, you know. You can see the camera. I mean, I just make sure yeah, it's a very detailed figure. I just wanted to showcase it because I've got a lot of things I want to showcase, but I just want to make sure it's very simple, so everyone understands what I follow and how I feel about it. I mean, you can tell I really love the detail in the fashion of this figure. Yeah, I just randomly did that. I'm learning how to do videos, alright? So just chill for a couple of seconds. I've got to make sure I'm actually behind my phone right now. And it's very slightly difficult, but I'm explaining this. I mean, you know, this is really like I see a lot of potential in this character. He's pretty well designed, and of course, looking at all the other superheroes that I've seen, and I actually went and looked in a shop called Kmart. I was looking at all the figurines. There's a lot of things there, but what I noticed, there wasn't any of this in the shop. The only place you can find it is when you go to figurine shops and they have this. So, if you're wanting to find collections, make sure you double check, because sometimes these things do not show up in those particular stores. So, there's two options. There's a lot of options, but you can buy online and you can also shop offline as well. But the intimate details that you might think about looking at is, if you really want a guide character, you've got to make sure you understand who the character is first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look this guy up, do a bit of research, and of course, because I've seen the movie, he does turn into a fireball. He can. It sort of fits in the vibe of the characters that I've been following. Because if you notice in that movie, the other movie I like, the dragons, right? You know, you get the idea. There's a lot of I mean, in a Genya of a movie, you'll understand that there's so many different types of Genyas out there. But sometimes these movies are so similar that you can actually predict the ending. Okay, there is so many different ways you can tell a story, but there's only so many ways. Yeah, so it's limited. So really, it's limited. If you want to create a superhero movie, well, sometimes breaking the box, you know, breaking out of the box can be very slightly out of the ordinary, and it's whether or not you can actually handle if you break a wall of the movie characters and stuff, then it's pretty much how it is. But also, it's actually how you want to make what the main point is. How do you want to make the audience feel? What do you want the audience to feel? Now, I didn't go to university and learn about film, so but I do know a little bit about animation, and there's a lot of CGI in the background of these things. And of course, the best thing to do is, if you want to go and learn something, Well, best thing to do is go look at your favorite films and look at that. There's so much you can actually do. With your time, and of course, I have plenty of time in the world, and I've got there's so many different things to look at, and I have just been talking for a good couple of minutes, and you've just been staring at this guy. I have other things that I can show on camera, so, but I want to make sure that this movie, if I get figures and stuff, I want to make sure I explain what I know and what I understand. Like what I understand, he can turn himself into a fireball, and of course, when you're adding that to a good-looking guy like that, you can. But it's just like I see a lot of the similarities between these movies. Now, honestly, every movie has its boundaries, but sometimes these things can happen in the same universe, just at different times. And I'm just going to keep saying some things over and over again, and you're going to probably review this video a few times. And of course, I'm just going to, if the actor of this guy sees this, then I'm just putting my thoughts across, and I'm seeing that there's not many people commenting on this video, so which means I think this character, I mean, he is who he is, and he has lots of thoughts, emotions. I think he can physically, I mean, there is movies that are similar. Oh well, there's movies that are similar. There's one movie that does have a similar thing to similar, like emotions and stuff. I mean, there's so many that's. I think you know exactly which movie I'm talking about. It's all about emotions. And you'll know exactly what by the tone of my voice, you'll know exactly which character I'm talking about. And it also has something to do with fire as well. So, there are so many connections, and of course, if these movies were to join forces, actually, yes, they've already joined forces because of one particular element. It's this. Okay? So if you guys exactly can figure out what I'm talking about, then yeah, this character has there's so many characters that are so similar to each other. There's all these characters. These characters get created all the time. So if you're looking to find a certain type of character, just look on the internet. You'll find it on the internet. You'll find all kinds of similar characters to this. I seem to be following a certain type of character. So, yeah, I mean, there's a thing called a secondary character and a secondary favorite. So practically, I'm trying to work all that out and get to know all the different characters in the world. And this one seems to have caught my eye. And of course, I'm sure everyone else has seen him before. And of course, particularly, I don't know much about the actor. I'm only just like, I'm liking that. I only got this because I liked the fact that he did a very good job acting in the movie. I remember his character's name, but I mean, yeah, I'm sure all of you will understand who this is.